Make Me a Fan Podcast.
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 Make Me a Fan Podcast. Make Me a Fan Podcast. Make Me a Fan Podcast.
Welcome to the Make Me a Fan Podcast. Tonight, we are covering the true history of Halloween. Halloween's origins date back to the ancient Celtic festival of Samhain. The Celts, who lived 2,000 years ago in the area that is now Ireland, the UK, and northern France, celebrated their new year on November 1st. This was the end of the summer harvest, which meant winter was coming, which meant death for a lot of people. They thought that on October 31st, the night before the new year, that the ghosts of the dead would return, raise a ruckus, and destroy what was left of their crops, because ghosts are jerks. They also thought that the Druids, which were their priests, could predict the future better on this day. To fight the ghosts off, they built a giant fire and sacrificed crops and animals to the deities while wearing costumes that were basically animal skin and animal heads. Afterwards, they relit their hearth fires with fire from the big bonfire because that was going to help them during the winter. By 43 AD, the Roman Empire had conquered the majority of Celtic territory. In the course of the 400 years that they ruled the Celtic lands, two festivals of Roman origin were combined with the traditional Celtic celebration of Samhain. The first was Verlalia, a day in late October when the Romans celebrated the passing of the dead. The second was a day to honor Panona, the Roman goddess of fruit and trees. The symbol of Panona is the apple, and the incorporation of this celebration into Samhain probably explained their tradition of bobbing for apples that is practiced nowadays on Halloween. Moving forward, on May 13th, 609 AD, Pope Boniface IV established the Catholic feast of All Martyrs' Day. But Pope Gregory III, between 731 and 741 AD, expanded the festival to include All Saints as well as All Martyrs, and moved the observation from May 13th to November 1st. In 1000 AD, the church would make it All Saints' Day, a day to honor the dead. It is widely believed today that the church was attempting to replace the Celtic Festival of the Dead with a related but church-sanctioned holiday. If you look up other holidays, you'll see this is a running theme of the church, taking holidays from other religions and morphing it into their own. All Souls' Day was celebrated similar to Samhain, with big bonfires, parades, and dressing up in costumes as saints, angels, and devils. Slutty saints, slutty angels, and slutty devil costumes didn't come until much, much later. The All Saints' Day celebration was also called All Hallows or All Hallowmas, from Middle English word All Hallowmisi, meaning All Saints' Day. And the night before it, October 31st, their traditional night of Samhain in the Celtic religion, began to be called All Hallows' Eve, and eventually Halloween. So, listener Timothy Kiley wrote in with a few questions regarding Halloween, or trick-or-treat rather. First one is, at what age should kids stop going out for trick-or-treat? Well, honestly, I think trick-or-treat should be abolished, and we should go back to the original ceremony where in the center of town, or like your town hall or whatever, there's like a huge fire and people come dressed in costumes and throw shit in the fire and party. But we're not going to do that. So I think once you hit puberty, you should stop, like 13 or 14, unless they're taking a younger sibling out. But by that age, you should have some friends you go to a party with instead. And adult trick-or-treat is basically dressing up, slutty, going to a bar, and hopefully you get some free drinks. Another question he had was, should costumes be required for trick-or-treat? I say yes, and they should be homemade. Fuck these stupid dollar store masks and t-shirt costumes. Go big or go home. He wants to know what the best treat is. I think full-size candy bars are the best treat. The worst trick I can think of is throwing wild onion bulbs into someone's yard. It's almost impossible to kill wild onions. You either have to dig a foot of soil out or you have to cover everything with 2 feet of new soil. You can't just spray Roundup or pull them out. They are the most infectious thing ever. So I'm not saying you should do that on Halloween, kids, but that will really fuck up someone's yard. Timothy wants to know what our thoughts are on going to affluent neighborhoods just for better treats. I'd say, no, stay in your own fucking neighborhood. You chose to live there. You can get your neighbor's candy. You're not coming to get mine. And his last question is, should trick or treat be after dark? And I say 100% it should be. None of this, 2:00 in the afternoon bullshit. Everyone's walking around looking like little dorks wearing their Spider-Man costumes or whatever. Halloween's supposed to be scary. It was originally meant, to fight off the ghosts of the dead. And now it's what superhero or Disney character do I want to dress up like? So yeah, make it dark, make it scary. So I would like to thank our sponsors. First one is Deerwood Photography. You can find them on Facebook. The webpage is still being worked on, but once that's up, I will let you know what it is. If you need your 1-year-old's photos, newborn photos, 10-year-old photos, if you want pictures of your dog or you got a new job and you want pictures for it, check out Deerwood Photography. They're the best. If you use the promo code MakeMeAFan, you can get a free print with any order. Also, we'd like to thank Get Balanced Yoga. You can find them at getbalancedyoga.com or at 9733 West St. Martin's Road in Franklin, Wisconsin. If you're in southeastern Wisconsin and you need to stretch or find your zen or calm the fuck down, go do some yoga. Use the promo code MMAF and get 1% off anything you buy with them. It should count for yoga mats and candy bars if they sell that, which I'm not sure they do. But anyway, you can find us on social media, Facebook and Instagram. We are Make Me a Fan Podcast. On Twitter, we are just Make Me a Fan. And you can go to our webpage at makemeafanpodcast.com. Be sure to leave us a review on iTunes. Please subscribe and tell your friends. Thank you and happy Halloween.
Make Me a Fan Podcast.
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 Make me a fan podcast. Make me a fan podcast.
Make me a fan podcast.